to a YouTube channel near you.
Hey, photos is get exciting. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Tuning in on a Wednesday. Hello, Roger Blair, Val, Cassie, Crystal, Denise, Leonard, Bigfoot's Barbershop. Hello there. Welcome, welcome. Nice to see everybody. Oh, I know it's hot outside, so yes. Nice to see everybody. So thanks for tuning in. Woo.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming to this. Let's watch the show.
So, I've got a lot of messages, and after the TikTok live last night, and some messages today. Yeah, my Discord account is live, and I put the Discord link in our show. Yeah, so I do messages during the live and talk. So yeah, round of applause, everybody. And so everybody wants to donate for the cause for me traveling on the expeditions, and I greatly appreciate that. So thank you all. So yeah, so the Cash App is there. And the super thanks and everything else, ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate that. So I'm going to Michigan. I think the 12th or 13th, right? Barbershop. Then after that, I'm going to Arizona. We're going to do the ghost towns in Tombstone and doing some filming and some other stuff. And I'm going to be there for a while. Hey, sweetie, I'm on a live. I'll talk to you after I'm done. So yeah, so the Cash App and stuff. Hey, somebody asked me last night, hey, I'm gonna give you $3. It's like, you know what, $3 is $3, ladies and gentlemen, and I appreciate it. It doesn't matter what it is. And thank you. Welcome, Liana. So welcome to the show. They're saying hello, Tim. And how are you doing, Tim?
I'm doing all right. Hi, everybody. How's
so
everybody
yeah,
doing this evening?
So we're going to talk about a few things, and we're also going to talk about some of the trips I did with Tim up in Ohio. And what's interesting about the Ohio trip is that I was talking to Tim because I've got several computers. That's why you see that glow on my hand, right? I got my other computer on. And I was going to play a video about the Sierra Sounds at night where Tim was like, what the
It scared the living crap out of me. I jumped out of my skin.
Right. And however it may be, the video is corrupted. And I was like, come on. Right. And it's like, you trying to tell me that got zapped. Yeah. So I don't know. I have no idea. But I played because Dave, wasn't that your buddy Dave that came by?
Yeah, the first night we was out there, yeah.
Yeah, so Dave was like, I know Bigfoot loves a baby because when I was up there in Michigan, he came by, or Bigfoot, Sasquatch came by because my lady friend, child, was crying. And I had a call blaster with me, my big speaker. And so I was playing baby cries. And so I'll play that video here in a second. Wait a minute. I got it right here. So let me present it here. Share screen. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll share a little bit of action here. I don't hear anything.
I don't either. Ain't no volume.
Well, that's weird. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting. Oh, wait a minute. Let me mute it again.
Yeah, that was Friday night when you was playing the baby sounds.
There we go. I had to mute the other computer, so if not, it would be echoing. But anyways, yeah. So no response. But the other area we went to, I was doing the, hey Gary, welcome to the show. I was doing the call blasting, and Tim was. I thought he was trying to fly. And when I finally cut it off, I heard through the trees. He was like, somebody's throwing something. But yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, it threw three different times. You only heard the last one.
Right. So it was very interesting. So I don't know. But Tim also sent me some photographs. So let me pull those up. And this was is this in the same area?
Yeah, the first area where we was at when you just showed on the first video. Yeah, the same area. It's where I got the picture of the one that is looking over the vines. These are the tree structures and the footprint. And I think I throwed one of the picture of it looking over the vines. But yeah, exactly where we were sitting at right there for Friday and Saturday night.
All right, here I'm backing up here. Just bear with me because I think let's see here. Let me back out. All right, here. Let me go back into Facebook. See where it starts here. So this is also a famous area where a lot of people hunt as well, correct?
Yeah, that's a hunting area. Yeah, there's used to be back in the 70s and 80s, it was overhunted because when you went out there for deer gun season and stuff, it was like an army was in there. But then the last few years that I hunted in the mid 2000s, there wasn't as much people hunting out there.
All right, so walk us through these photographs, Tim.
This is inside the wood area right in front of where we was sitting on section on Baseline Road. This is one of the tree bends that we found in there. This was in October of 22 when these pictures were taken. This is the area where we sat, and this is looking at the woods right in front. Oh no, this is by my apartment. The picture I took when you was up here, I think it was Thursday morning,
Right.
Friday morning. Friday morning. That's the picture I took. I seen something moving in there, but I think that was on your camera, wasn't it?
I'm not for sure because I know we took a lot of photographs. So,
but that's the picture Dave got the one night we was there in October. He's got the face of it circled there. He went back out there without us around Thanksgiving, and that was in 22. So no, 22 is when he got the picture. I think it. And then he went back out in Thanksgiving in 23 and was putting out a pumpkin pie for him. This is by the back door. And he got the eye shine of the 12-footer about 25 foot from him. Wow. Now, this is the distance between the two footprints right out the back door. There's one of the footprints. This was just there it is, tucked sideways. This was just about 2 weeks before Grizz come to Ohio. There's the length of the track, or the width. One of the two it was like almost 7 inches wide, and it was like, I think it was almost 18 inches long. But yeah, this is only like 4 foot out the back, my back door here where I live in Norwalk. I found ever since we moved here in October of 23, I started finding tracks out here in the yard and stuff, and I've had growls, eye shine, eye glow, because I don't go outside with a light. That's the stride between and we've had the neighbor's fence tore apart. We've found several times we found tracks out in the backyard. This is, I don't know where that picture is. Well, that's Salt Fork there at the camp area. It might have been where that other picture was from too. But there's a silhouette or something there. I had my phone and I had it on face detect, and underneath this branch is one looking through the leaves at us. And we was at a camp out in, I think it was June of 23, I think, when these pictures was took. But I had my phone on face detect, and it kept coming up, detecting face. It throws a circle when it sees picks up a face, and then I started taking pictures when it started doing that. But that's Salt Fork at the group camp. But there's a big black silhouette there. I don't know if it's just a shadow or what, but the phone said there was a face, detected face, so it had to detect eyes or something to say it detected a face. But now that one, if you look right underneath the bottom of the tree, just at the right in that dark area, you'll see its face. This was September camp out. It was on a Saturday morning about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and there was 4 of us seen it there, and then I had Mike Hartman go over and check, and it was all pushed down right there, but it wasn't nothing there. That's another footprint in the backyard, in the flower bed by the door. Same footprint, just different. There's how long it is with her hands. This was at Salt Fork. That's the one he pushed over a tree. This was in 2021. I think it was like It's, late May. That's in the backyard. That was a footprint cast of April of 23. If you look to the right, this one is, there's one, you just see the top of his head right above the log. That's a stump on the left. And then you just see the top of his head like it's from his eyebrows up, sitting there. And then the next picture after this, you'll see it's where it's standing up to the right by the tree. It stood up. The big male has had a gray beard. That's the structure they found there in, I think it was in May of 23. That's up here at Milan on Lover's Lane where I took Grizzly out and showed him this. We took our 5-year-old grandson out there for his first hike in the woods looking for Bigfoot, and we got this picture of this one going through the woods away from us. You have to look right between the trees, but the next one, there should have been one that was blowed up. This is Sally's face, and her one's just to the right. That was taken, I think, 21. I think it was late May. That's a little one. That was. I think it was June when we was there. There's the first picture of the first little one we ever got. That was the very first picture we ever got of a Bigfoot, and it was a baby one. It was about 3 foot tall. That's just a picture of it. Went back before we zoomed in on it.
So what's very interesting is that, thank you very much, Denise. God bless you. It's interesting because, we hear of accounts all the time, right? Let me get out of that real quick. Let's see here. I wanted to show this one because somehow I overshot it. I don't know how I missed it. Share screen. Here we go. I don't know how I passed that up. So.
That's a tree break right there in the woods. That's just one of them. There should have been a couple pictures of one standing out by itself. That one was, and that's a leaner. If you look to the right, the tree to the right that's leaning in, there's all kinds of branches leaning up against that tree. Now this is just, see there's the ones leaning all up against the tree there. But there should be a picture of one that's about 9 foot tall. I think that's like a 23-inch footprint. It might be, I might have sent them in a second group. There's an X. That was a night shot. That's another one of the same one. There's that X. See that and broke there? That's about 9 foot off the ground. That's another picture of it from a distance. And just over to the right is the tree where all the stuff's leaning up against it. One of the pictures I sent you was where we was out there and she got hit with a rock and it was a bruise on her leg from the one was throwing rocks that night. Yeah,
that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so. Another thing is, too, it's that, hey, Penny Van, welcome to the show. A round of applause. Is that, let me turn this computer off real quick. Which is interesting is that we hear accounts of hunters hunting. We hear accounts of turkey hunters, deer hunters. We had an incident where a deer hunter we showed a few months ago was bow hunting. And if you're not familiar with bow hunting, let me see if I can show what a bow hunter does, why he is deer hunting. To show you, let's see here, bow hunting with... let's see, how would you say that? Bow hunting with rattlers.
Deer antlers. Yeah, rattling antlers.
So I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm trying to think rat sack or. I want to give a good demonstration.
Well, they have rattling bag, but they also quite a few hunters they just use a deer rack.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of a key word to use.
Rattling session.
So to see what they can come up with. Let's see here. Here we go. Let's see if this guy does it. But it's interesting because he actually called in a Bigfoot because he was coming and running. Here we go. Yes, this guy does a good example, ladies and gentlemen. He actually called in a Bigfoot instead of deer and in action.
Hey everyone, it's Matt Ross from the National Deer Association, and welcome. Every time of year, I know it is, and giant whitetail. It's like simple.
Well, I thought he was going to rat.
And how? On
we want him to rat, not talk.
A tree or a tower.
There he's doing it, but he probably ain't showing the sounds.
2 to 3 minute effort. Put up. Finally, rattle once more before 7 of the 11 move closer.
Well, anyways, I'll find another one. But yeah, I'd rather just have them talk. I mean, rattle. But it's interesting when they do it because the actual guy called in a Bigfoot. And Bigfoot didn't know what it was.
He must have been sounding really realistic.
Yeah, because, and plus, he was in, what do you call it?
A thicket area?
No, he was in a ghillie suit.
Oh.
And Bigfoot didn't recognize because he was all broken up against the hill. And he had those leaves that would flatter in the wind.
Yeah.
And and once Bigfoot realized that he was a human, things change. So, but it was pretty interesting. Hello, Anne. Welcome to the show. Nice to see you there. But yeah, it was fascinating because it literally freaked him out. So
it would feed him off because he thought it was dinner.
Yes, it did. I mean, he really thought a buck was coming because it made so much noise through the woods, right?
Yeah.
And he got real excited. But when it finally broke through the tree line, it was not a buck. So, but it terrified him so much. So, but yeah, I can't find a video because everybody's talking through them. But yeah, I used to use them when I hunt. To make noises, you would bang them. You would actually hit them against the ground and rake leaves with. You'd smack them against the tree like they were scraping and so forth. And it attracts other big bucks in the area, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
And that Bigfoot came and running. And he said when Bigfoot realized it wasn't two bucks fighting, it got mad. And the chase was on to get him out of the woods. So, yeah, very interesting.
Done messed very up interesting. Bigfoot's lunch plan.
Well, yeah, I mean, we hear it all the time, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, didn't you have Bigfoot take one of your deer at one time, I think?
Yeah, that was in 2000, I think it was 12 or 13. Yeah, it took a doe I shot. The only thing it could have been. Because after I shot her, we walked over to where I shot her at, and then we walked across the field the way she went into the woods and walked in the woods about 30 yards, and there was a puddle of blood there. It was about 5 foot, 6 foot around, but no deer, and I heard something crashing off to my right. I was looking north, and it would have been to the east, but I turned and looked, didn't see nothing because it was still daylight enough to see 75, 80 yards in the woods. Didn't see nothing. And we tried to track the deer and only found 2 drops of blood about as big as the end of your little finger, about 15 foot apart after where the deer laid down, and never found another drop nowhere else, and no deer.
Well, I'll tell you this. I shot a buck down in Taylorsville, Kentucky, years ago, and I swear to this day it would have been the state record. I shot it with a 35 Remington, and when I shot it, I knew I hit it because I shot it at 65 yards. And when it came out of the woods, it looked like it had trees growing on its head. And I'm like, this is the biggest monster I ever saw in my life. I got up to 27 and I lost count. And when I shot it, I was like berserk. And I'm like, I got it. There is no way this thing's getting away. And I had people help me look all night. It rained. I couldn't find it. My dad came down the next morning at noon. I was still out. We couldn't find it. My broker came out. We looked, couldn't find it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know what a 35 Remington is, go look that up. Okay? That's one heck of a round.
It's bigger than a 30-06.
So, I love that round.
Yeah,
however it may be, yeah. But
30-06.
I don't know. But, and we hear all the times, people up in a deer stand, Bigfoot walks around, looks up at them. Well, look at that guy from Canada, where that moose got taken down by Bigfoot. Now, that, ladies and gentlemen, was an extraordinary encounter. The ex-military guy, former military guy, going out to feed his family, and this Bigfoot and this moose get into it. I mean, come on. Anyways, I don't know.
Well, up north and in Canada and stuff, them Bigfoot up there are bigger, and they have to fight with grizzlies. So, yeah, they're pretty mean dudes up there.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. And, we get reports, too, that Bigfoot carries a club. And that's not uncommon that we hear that. So what do you take about that?
Yeah, they, just like in a normal human being, they're going to try to use tools to make life a little easier. A club, yeah, they could use a club for a lot of things. They tree knock. They could throw it and knock game out of a tree like a squirrel, birds, or whatever, turkeys. Throw it and hit a rabbit. You hit a rabbit in the back of the head, it's dead. And they could use that club for many things, even to protect herself from other Bigfoot or even the dog man.
Right. I don't know. I never seen Bigfoot with the club. However, it does happen. So it's interesting. It really is.
Yeah.
But we hear Bigfoot all the time taking down game. Welcome, Kelly. Nice to have you. Round of applause. Taking game. And we usually hear a lot of the encounters during bow season. And that's where a lot of things get, mixed up in the woods, right? Because everybody's so stealth. They're camoed out. However, we all know, and we hear by everybody that they know when you're out because they got their watchers watching, and they follow you in the woods and so forth. And ladies and gentlemen, if you hear a knock, look in the opposite direction because they want you to look in that direction where the knock's coming from so that you're distracted. So, yeah. But it's just fascinating. It really is. I don't know.
You're never alone in the woods. If they're in the area, you're being followed. You're being watched the whole time you're in there. They parallel you on both sides, and if you get too close where they keep their young, or are you getting too close to where they sleep, where they're sleeping? You're going to get escorted away from it. They're going to distract you, or they're going to scare the living pee out of you.
Yeah, they do. They know everything, and they always say they know your intentions too. So,
yeah. Oh, they're way more intelligent and have abilities that we have lost. We used to have the same abilities when we was closer to nature and not in civilization. And civilization is dumb man down.
right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I found a video. Here we go. Rattlers. This is what they sound like if you never heard them. Some people like the fake ones. If you get a good pair of fake ones, they can almost sound like the real ones, but however, they're just not the real antlers that deer have.
I personally don't like to cut up the bucks that I've shot in the past, and I don't find enough sheds in a year to make a set of rattling antlers out of real horns. I found these to sound almost exactly like a real set of horns. When I use this is usually about the third week of October. The first does are just starting to come into estrus. I mean, the very first does of the year, and those bucks are cruising. And just much like grunt call, they're looking to fight. And when they hear a fight, they think a doe is nearby. A lot of times a rattle will bring them in. I'll just demonstrate real quick how I use this. And I'm going to slap these together a little bit. And you can see them sound real. When I'm using these, typically I blind call every 20, 30 minutes. Just kind of give a short rattling sequence. I might rattle for 30 seconds, 40 seconds, a minute. And then I'll give it a 20-minute rest, 30-minute rest, and go back at it again. And after I get done rattling, I spend a lot of time scanning the woods. And I'm looking for that buck, because usually they come either sneaking in or they come running in. Another thing you have to do is make sure you don't call too much, because you can't over rattle. When a buck is in close and you hit these antlers together, he's going to be able to pinpoint where you're at, whether you're on the ground or up in a tree. The second style of rattling I want to talk about is with a rattle bag. This is my own personal preference. This is what I prefer when I'm out in the field. It's compact. I can fit this in a pack. And also, I think this is a very realistic sounding call. It's very easy to use. You stick it between your hands and just back and forth, just like that. I think that sounds an awful lot like a buck. And when I'm done with this, again, I can wrap this back up and I can stick this in my pack and it's out of the way.
Yeah, I agree, Gary. However, they're a lot easier to carry out in the woods. So I've got them both. Let me pause. I've got them both. And I tell people, take those out in the woods, because, hey, Ashley. Anyways, I figured out, Ashley, what the mountains mean. Remember the mountains? I know what the mountains mean. So anyways, I use them both when I used to go deer hunting. And I tell you, when you go Bigfoot hunting or Bigfoot investigating, try it. It's wild. And let me show you what a deer grunt sounds like, because I'm thinking about taking this with us as well. What do you think about that? Would you try it?
Now, if you're going to do antler sessions and stuff, your Bigfoot investigation, you better wait till it's rut season. Bigfoot, they ain't stupid. They know when deer rut season is.
Oh, that's funny.
Just don't be doing it in spring, because bucks don't do that in spring or anything. So you ain't no fool Bigfoot.
You know what's funny is I've actually called in other hunters.
Yeah, you will in bow season when it's rut and you go rattling antlers. Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually called in other hunters. That's funnier than heck. Look at Ashley. Yes, and what? I'll get with you, Ashley. But yeah, so here's what some deers sound like, ladies and gentlemen. Did I even share the screen?
Nope.
No. All right, here we go. Y'all crack me up. I'll be out in the woods looking for Bigfoot, and I'll be hearing a bunch of antlers.
That's a dope bleep.
Yeah. So yeah, that actually usually gets the deer coming in. So, but just saying, just think about that. It actually does work. Hey, John, God bless you too. Thanks for listening. Drive safe. But it does work, and I always recommend throwing stuff like that in there. But however, you'd be surprised how many hunters are out there hunting. Especially bow hunting, muzzle loading hunting, whatever. And they actually do call in Bigfoot. You'll be surprised, ladies and gentlemen. It sounds like a goat.
It's a dope bleep.
I am not going to go there with your goat. Anyways, sounds like a goat.
If you get a buck coming in and you want him to stop to shoot him with your arrow, you go, man. Stop dead.
Yeah, I usually just whistle.
I just go, man.
So yeah,
stop
that's funny.
dead and look at you.
So,
even the doe will.
Man, what were y'all thinking goats when you hear that? So it's funny if you ever heard a deer snort at you. That's funnier than heck. So
it'll scare the living daylights out of you if you're walking down a dark trail and the dark going in, and one snort within 15 to 20 foot of you, and it in the dark, you'll jump. I guarantee you'll jump.
Let me see. I think I found one. Let me see if this is it. Y'all hear a deer snort. All right, deer snort. So yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
He wasn't too spooked, or he'd been gone. Usually when they blow, they're gone.
A bear? What are you gonna do? Rub up to and go? Y'all crack me up. Y'all crack me up. I know, Denise, right? Anyways, y'all. But I mean, what would you do if you heard that out in the woods and we're out there with no flashlights? They'd probably climb a tree, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they've been around when a deer does that. Yeah, they're gonna think the monster's coming to get them. When they hear that,
right? I know. So that's funny. I blame you, she says. Right? That's funnier than heck. But it is, and it's wild because people either see Bigfoot, take their game, and they're in disbelief, and they never talk about it for years, and they're traumatized by the event. And it just messes up their minds because there's this creature that doesn't exist that comes out of the woods. I think it was a pig coming. Yeah, I can see you riding it. Anyways. So, but no, I'm just saying. I mean, it's just crazy. Just like at Salt Fork, when that guy, when Bigfoot came up through camp that morning at 5:00, and came up behind the tent and walked through camp, and the guy was like, well, no wonder my food was taken off the grill. I wonder where it went to. He was hungry.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I never heard or seen a wild pig. Oh, Lord, you done it now. We're going to get a wild pig. Hold up. You never seen a wild pig. Let's see here. Wild pig snorts.
The part of Ohio that I'm in, there's no such thing as wild pigs. There's very few wild pigs in Ohio, and they'd be down toward the southeast, down toward Salt Fork and on south.
Now we have wild pigs here in Kentucky, but not where I live, but a little bit farther south. But yes. But I tell you what, if you are, oh my God, I would literally saying I would climb a tree and ride it. I know you would, actually. But if I hear this in the woods, either you would hear a bunch of pang, 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 or I would be running, because you do not want to get attacked by wild pigs, because they will tear you up. Yeah, so that is a wild pig. Yes. And it is growling. And then when you grab a hold of its hind legs, it squeals.
Yeah, they will.
It's a little twisted. Said they're bad there. They are mean. They will look at you and they will attack you and tear you to shreds. Yeah. And so when you go wild boar hunting, you have one that hunts and the other defends with shotguns and handguns to make sure you don't get tore to pieces. So Henry says, bacon for supper. Bacon, 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 bacon. But yes. Hey, Kathleen Michael, or Kathleen Michael, welcome. But you got to be careful. But, you know, look at the lady down there that had her pigs attacked, that sent in the pictures for her show. That Bigfoot tried to reach over into her pens and tore up one of her hogs. Bigfoots are known to take hogs. Remember that one place you took me where the farmer got his hog taken?
Yeah,
and he watched it?
That was in the 1950s. That was the same area the wildlife area, just the north end of it. In the 1950s, that Bigfoot come in and was robbing a pig farmer's pig lot. He's got seen carrying pigs down the fence row from the barn.
Yeah, they have different tusks and stuff. Their tusks are really is what gets you there. But different, but they do. Let me back up here and stop sharing. And let me see. Let me go to images.
And wild pigs grow tusks, but your domestic pigs, they don't, because they don't get to age long enough.
Right. There you go. Here's what most of them looks like. sometimes. So
Yeah, and they'll cut you like a razor blade.
yeah, they are. They're pretty bad. Kathleen, I used to let this wild hog eat the heads off the doves. Yeah, hogs will eat anything. And I'm not going to say but about human bodies, but drove my husband crazy. Yes, that is true. But yes, that's right, Henry. They do. They really do. Tammy Johnson. Yeah. How do you think I felt about thousands of acres of my southern canines? Yes, about missing persons. Yep. They do. But what do you think Bigfoots eat? And Sasquatches down south, in the east and south? And yes, they're so plentiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
They really are.
Been eyewitnesses in Florida and down through the Arkansas and stuff, seen them catching pigs and breaking their legs and leave them lay, then run other ones down, break its leg, leave it set there with broke legs so they don't get away, then come back and get them.
Yeah, I tell you, it's so bad on some farms. I really shouldn't show this, but let me show you some of the videos I watch, how farmers deal with them.
Down around
let's see
Texas.
here. Let's see here. Shooting pigs. Let me see if I can find one of the videos that I watch.
They hunt them out of helicopters.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they tear up the farms pretty bad. So, and they tear up the crops because they root bad.
Yep.
All right. You talk about helicopters. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Share screen and action.
South Texas.
Hey, man.
Everything either wants to bite you or stick you. We're here to bite back. Some people tell me that what we're doing is unfair. My answer to that is, you are correct. Most of you know that I'm up for a client down there.
He's showing a video of a hog hunt from a helicopter.
Oh, paused it. But they tear up the land and the farms down there pretty bad. So, but they're so invasive down there. They're bad. They also put up these cattle fences and they feed them and they have remotes and they drop these steel cages down and catch them 15, 30 at a time. So it's pretty bad. So, but there's one account I really wanted to talk to. Penny says people knew how badly overpopulated the hogs are. They're bad. Yeah, I think you can hunt hogs year round. I think they're that way here in Kentucky. Don't quote me. I think they're that way here in Kentucky. But I think somebody, I don't know if it's in Texas or another state, a guy went out and bought this heavy duty fence construction and trapped, I think, 17 hogs. And he states that something tore up this, I forgot how many gauge steel pipe that he built, right? He bought and put together, fabricated, welded, and took 7 hogs because he exterminated them. He humanely euthanized them, and he counted them, and he left to come back with the side by side to take them. And when he came back to get them, 7 were gone, and the pipes were bent and broke to get into it. Now, what would do that, ladies and gentlemen? Bigfoot, right? I'm just saying. Josh says it's illegal to hunt wild hogs now in Ohio. Really? Is it, Tim? Oh, you're muted.
Just changed. Yeah, I think they just changed the law that you're not allowed to hunt in hogs in Ohio because, like I said, they're only in the southern part of southeastern part of Kentucky, Ohio. There's only like maybe 2 counties or 3 counties that even has them.
What's that on the screen? Press escape. Is that on our screen or is that just on my screen?
It's on your screen. I don't have nothing on my screen. So
I got something on my screen.
Me, you, in the comments.
Oh, well, I don't know what that is. Let me hit cancel. Discard changes. There we go. Yeah, I had some big layout on my screen. So, yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, it's terrible. And but, yeah, you got to be careful. Penny Van, do you know how far north they have spread? You may want to do it. Alexa, how far north have wild hogs gotten in the United States?
Wild hogs have reached the northern United States, as they are present in several states spread across the country. They are mostly found in the southern states, such as Texas, Florida, and the Carolinas, but they have also been reported in many other states, including California and Michigan. The wild pig species are known to live in various parts of the United States.
California, Michigan.
Further north than one might expect. By the way, you have a new notification. You want to hear it?
Yeah, the female hogs can have like up to 16 at a time, and they can have them like every 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, so they are spreading. So evidently, yeah, but they are terrible, and you don't want to mess with them. And if you're out in the woods with young children, you got to be very cautious because at 30 or 40 yards, they will turn and run right at you at a dead run. They will attack. Yep. So, yeah, Standing Stones, Michigan, she said. So I didn't know that. Brian Barber, are you still in here? So, yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know they were up in Michigan. So let me look at something real quick before we turn the show over. YouTube. Let me look at something here. I didn't know y'all didn't know about stuff like that. Hog attacks. Let me see here. Check out something here. But I know they were here. They're here in Kentucky.
Well, Tennessee's had them for years and years and years.
Right.
But Kentucky and Tennessee people used to just take their domestic hogs and let them run in the hills, and they just cut a mark on their ear or something to mark them. And then when it come time for fall to harvest for meat, they go out and get their own hog. That's what they used to call. They call them. They mark a notch in one or the other ear, or if not both ears. And that's how you tell your hog from the other person down the holler. But
all right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. Have a great 4th of July. Okay, here we go. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Bir şey oldu sana. Allah korusun ya. Ödümü patlattın ya bu abi.
Yeah, so every one of them got attacked, and they weren't even hog hunting. So, yeah, that's why I'm saying if you go hunting, you got to have others to be ready to protect you, because those guys weren't hog hunting with the dogs. They were rabbit hunting. That's what the dogs were running, rabbits, not hogs. So
to stop them, you gotta hit that brain, or they're gonna tear you up.
Yeah, it's terrible. But imagine being out there walking with your kids, Tim, right?
Yeah, no weapon.
Right.
No hope.
No.
Somebody's gonna get bit.
So yeah, there's nothing to hold on to on a hog. Nothing. So nothing at all. So don't forget tonight, we got an announcement coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern. So check that out. We got an announcement coming up 7 p.m. Eastern. You want to stay tuned for that. We got a special edition. And then we got another show at 9 p.m. So tune in for that, ladies and gentlemen. And we're working on some fabulous things coming up. And thank you, Denise. Welcome, Rita. I did see you. Hogs are mean boogers, Rita. Absolutely. Yeah. So, Tim, happy 4th of July and enjoy yourself. Tell your family I said hello.
All right. You have a happy 4th of July, and everybody out there have a happy 4th of July.
Yes. And we'll catch you on the flip side, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you shortly. Take care, everybody. Godspeed.
Later.
channel near you.